Welcome everyone to the second day of racing in the Optimist World Championship 2025 in lovely Portorož, Slovenia. As you can see, we have another stellar day of sailing ahead of us. Conditions are fantastic. Sun is shining, not as important for the sailors as the simple fact that the wind is blowing almost to the degree it did at the start of yesterday. I think it's a little bit lighter, but still very, very fine conditions and absolutely sailable. So we're now watching the line for the third race of the regatta in the second day. And they are off. What do you say about the line, Pablo?
So yeah, it looks pretty tight. Gain a bit more of boats in the committee end. The pin looks a bit empty. And yeah, we have Austrian, Greek, Brazilians, and Portuguese that were some of the top sailors yesterday in this committee end. So let's see how it plays out today. Just to brief you a bit about the weather, we're expecting 9 knots now and a bit of drop throughout the day to 5 knots. And yeah, let's see how it works out. We can see now the sailors that have got a good start and are able to stretch. We have here Argentina Tomas with Finland sailor
I think that's Sisu sailor.
Sisu, yeah, and Brazilian Arthur Lamin also here. They all got a good clean start and they're starting to sail the boat as fast as they can and really press the boat down. We're just going through the line as you can see, and yeah, lovely start. We see Spanish Juan Leonard here with Slovenian local Mihail that did good races yesterday, also in the pack fighting now. Looks like most of them are wanting to go to this left side, holding on the starboard tack. Yep, let's see how it plays out. We have here Norway sailors also pushing to this left side with the Cyprus sailor Alexandros, all of them wanting to go to the left side of the course. And here more to the corner, we have Lithuania sailor Bartas really pushing to this left side of the course. It's looking a lovely day, great weather. We can see that it's around 10 knots right now. As I said before, the forecast should be dropping slowly. We should get the peak wind in around 1 hour at 2 o'clock and then slowly dropping. We have quite a big true wind speed range, ranging from 8 to 15 knots. So typical sea breeze. And let's see what the day waits for us. Mijael and Juan from Spain really pushing. Netherlands sailor Torre, also good lane here. And Mateo that we saw before, and Portuguese Guilherme Costa. I think Guilherme is even inside. No, there's another Guilherme from Portugal that's third overall. This Guilherme scored yesterday 12 and a BFD. Unlucky in that second race, probably over pushing a bit, but we're here with them today. We're now having in screen Manuel Orleans from Brazil. Manuel was yesterday in the Blue Fleet and scored 2 fifth places. And we can see again that he's contending for another good race. He has good speed, really working the boat here. We can see how he's really using his body to pass this chop that we were mentioning yesterday. Very typical in the Mediterranean. And to windward of him, we have the leading boat of the overall, Georgios from Greece. Georgios also in a strong position, maybe not as fast as Manuel from Brazil. Yep, let's see how this keeps unfolding out. Whole fleet still pushing to the right side, to the left side of the course, sorry, holding on starboard. We have a big amount of boats going to that left side. For anyone watching right now, let us know on the live stream section who are you cheering for, where are you from, and who do you think are the top contenders for today's day. Looks a bit lighter now in this bottom part of the screen, which is the right side, and that left side looks like it's getting a bit more pressure. We can see it again as we check how the waves are breaking and having that white dust that we call, and that means that the wind is picking up there. And yeah, we're just 2 minutes after the start. We can see already that some of the boats are starting to escape free. That will be good for them. They're going to be able to sail fast. Georgios, Manuel, and let's see who else is here. And Guillermo got a great start. All of them zooming, leading this pack towards the left side of the course. And also we have Argentinian sailor here. We have Argentinian also with a good lane. Argentinian Tomas looking there strong, but definitely looking for the win today. Looks like Manuel is gonna looking strong to already take this race. He's extending every time more and more and more, so that's good for him.
I will leave you alone here for a while, Pablo. I need to go out and fly a third drone
Okay.
towards the blue star.
Great. The more coverage we have, the better, so we can get more shots of top sailors. We see the boats in the left side already starting to tack. We have here Slovenian sailor Mihail just tacking and leading the fleet back to the center of the course. To leeward of him, we see Juan from Spain. Juan won the second race yesterday in the blue fleet, I believe. Yeah, in the blue fleet. Looking strong. He's just passing some sterns and now tacking and going back to the right. He just tacked to leeward of another Brazilian. This time it's Arthur Lamin. Arthur is at the moment he's 8th overall. Scored a really good day yesterday. Also in blue fleet. Looked like today's yellow fleet is blue fleet, and he scored a 1 and a 9th. For those watching from home that don't know how the fleet distribution works, what we do in sailing is the first day it's randomly divided, and from then on we divide following the rankings. The order is first yellow, second blue, third red, and fourth green, and then from there on we follow a pattern to divide the fleet equally based on the results from the previous day. Slovenian sailor Mihail looking fast there, really working the boat to pass this chop. To leeward of him we have Tomas, and yeah, after we have Manuel here, also looking strong. These three boats look like these three boats look like they're contending. Already in the left side of the course, looks like they're quite lifted to me. A bit more pressure coming now through the course at the top mark. It's easy to know if there's more pressure coming because we see that the screen gets a bit darker. That means that there's more pressure coming. Look how the sailors are really pushing with their body. We have Tomas here really working the boat with the rudder, his weight, and the main sheet. Those three tools are highly needed with chop. If you slow down the boat, it's usually game over, especially in the stop sailors. Two Brazilians here in the top four. There are two. They're over in the overall. They're top 10, so no surprise, but good for them. They're having a good race. Yeah, looks like this left side is paying off. They look quite lifted, which means that they're pointing high towards the mark, and that the left course, the port tack is paying off. And they'll see that those are closer to the shore in the right side. Don't have the best angle, and they look like they've already been covered by those in the left. So as I was saying before, we're gonna go now to the blue start and see how it's playing off. And yeah, they just had gone. They're ready to go. And we see again most of the boats starting on starboard. Though that those that are tacking, it's because they had a bad start and they're just looking for some clear wind, which is highly needed in days like this. And we have here Chile sailor looking like he got a good start. Turkish sailor also. And Danish and Kiwi looking strong here, good position. Chile sailor is Vicente Gil. Vicente got a great start in this committee end and really being able to push. And that I was saying before that I didn't get to finish because I was moving on to the blue start. The way to divide the fleets once we are in qualifying days, what we do is first is yellow, second is blue, third is red, fourth is green, fifth is green, sixth is red, seventh is blue, eighth is yellow, ninth is yellow, and this order keeps on going on. And it's just to keep the fleets fair for the qualifying days. We're now just having a quick look at the course, how it's looking for the blue fleet. They're all looking, most of them, well, yeah, most of them pushing to the right side. Maybe it's a bit more divided between them. Let's see how it plays off. Again, anyone watching here looking at the blue fleet, let us know who you're cheering for in the blue fleet. And let's see if they manage to do a good race. We're going to go back second to the yellow fleet, see how they're doing. Yeah, we're starting to get close to the mark. We have here the overall leader of the regatta at the moment, Georgios, on port. Looks like he has few boats in the left side of the course that are a bit ahead of him. It was Guilherme from Portugal that's in front of him. And the four boats, sorry, that we were seeing before, Slovenian Michael, Spanish sailor Juan looks like he made some good distance. And also looks like Argentinian sailor Tomas is looking very strong there in that position he's in. Let's see how it plays off this approach. In the approach, there are some key factors that are really, really important. They are more strategical if you're leading the fleet, as you don't have to bother with those boats around you. But if you're more in the back of the fleet, positioning with boats, seeing how many meters we do and trying to reduce it is also very, very important. So decision making here is really important. It's not that much. Well, it's very important to always sail the boat fast, but it's also very important to do those meters undisturbed and as little as possible those meters. So it's very important to just keep the boat fast there. And we're starting to get very close to this top mark. Looks like Brazilian is gonna take the lead. Yeah, it's Manuel from Brazil that's gonna be rounding first now, followed by Slovenian Mihal, and looks like third overall is gonna be Argentinian sailor Tomas. So that looks like our top three overall. Great tag there by Tomas, really rolling the boat and squashing it after the attack, which makes him gain a few extra a bit of extra speed there. Brazilian sailor just understanding the lay a bit, and he will tack here. 2 tacks in this wind are not very costly, especially if you're leading, so good play there by him. And now they will go off to the reaching, and we'll have Manuel, followed by Mihal, third overall Tomas. Then we have Arthur Lamin, and to round out the top 5, we have Juan Leonard. Here we have in 5th that we haven't seen him, sorry, in 6th that we haven't seen him through the upwind, German sailor Johnny, followed by Greek sailor Georgios, and then we have Spanish sailor Alejandro Valero rounding in 7th. Good job to all of you and to everyone in the course. It's looking amazing, and you're sailing the boat very fast, guys. We're now starting to get into this tight pack. We have here Croatia, Portugal, Netherlands, Norway, Puerto Rico, Austria, Denmark, all very close, as you can see here, and small mistake you can pay it very, very expensive. Singapore, US, last Brazilian rounding here. Swedish sailor also rounding here in this pack. This is a tight place. Even whatever you round could change a lot in those middle positions, because slight mistake or you sail a bit faster or slower and it changes your race completely. So it's very important in this part of the pack to be highly concentrated. For anyone in the chat, if you have any questions, please let us know and we can explain any sailing doubts that you might have to make this sailing more understandable. Enjoy. So Peter is back with us here. We're going to be joining the Red Fleet now, see their start. As you can see, the boats are still before the last minute, so they have a bit of time to just do their last checks in speed, technique, tactics, you name it. They have to be on point for the start that will be taking place now, and there's too many factors to just avoid them. So very important to do these last checks before the last minute. Fleet is starting to line up. Again, looks like the committee end is a bit more packed. Probably those sailors are liking that starboard end. Maybe even a bit favored. We can't really see in this picture we have, but looks like a bit favored to me. Let's check the tracking, see how it looks on the course geometry. Maybe we can get a more clear perspective.
There's like 3 groups almost here with the group in the middle and the few in the pin, and then most at and around the committee. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm checking now here the tracking. Looks like there's a bit more there's a bit of a starboard bias in the line, meaning the committee is a bit closer to the wind. That means that we'll probably find a bit more of boats there just to get that advantage. It's a long start, lots of boats, and just something as small as 1 boat length can really change what you cross in the first crossing. So things like these are really, really important for the sailors. Also, something that we were saying yesterday is that depending on the line bias, it will make your time to cross the line quicker or slower. As always, take it to the extremes. If the pin end was super high, it means that it will be an upwind to the pin, so we would take longer to cross it. Whilst if we will have committee bias, it will mean that we take less time to cross. So it's important to know things like this, for especially for the sailors out there. And now we're in the last minute procedure. We can see that the boats are starting to get close to the line. We see boats in the committee end, they're a bit closer. Then there's a bit of a sag in the middle of the line. Those boats are not so sure where the line is, or they're thinking that they're over pushing the ones on the other sides. And let's see how it plays out for them. We're getting closer to start.
Yes, absolutely. But it seems like it's fairly controlled, this line, huh?
Yeah. Looks like it's gonna be probably a clear start.
Any restarts today?
Not for now. These first two races have been clean. And there we go. We have sailors from Czech Republic, Turkey, Portugal, US, taking this first Israel, taking this first starboard lane from the starboard end. The Yuri is there. It's the boat is the blue rib, and he will be checking for boats pumping illegally under Rule 42, which could be overusing the tiller to make the boat go faster, using your boat leeward windward to get a bit of extra speed when passing the waves, or even something that's a funny word that's called uching. And uching is when you're pushing the boat front back too much. Or lastly, obviously the most obvious one is overusing the mainsail. If we over trim and over ease, we're like basically fanning the sail. So all these actions are not very permitted.
Gordon from the US there taking one of the peak slots at the top. We also have Pablo Munoz Montes coming out there. Ernst Åkesson, also fine track from Sweden.
Yeah, and we see now in the pin end, US 400 iconic yellow helmet.
Yeah, that's Briggs.
Yeah, he got a good start here, and he's pushing towards that left side. Let's see how it pays off. Beautiful views here of Portorož now.
Fantastic. You gotta love it. Look at the color of the water. But I don't think the sailors are looking at that right now.
No, we are here from our homes, but the sailors are focusing on other things. They need to find where's there more wind intensity, how can they sail the boat faster, and just they're focused on performance.
Alex Nguyen taking the outer left position here. Let's see how that pays off. And we have Japan here as well. Even further out. I think it was Shoei Fujita, but I'm not sure. Yeah, here we have Briggs having clearly taken the lead in that left gang, yeah?
He's pushing. He's a rocket right now. He's just extending over the fleet. You can see he's fast there. He took a big gain over Canadian sailor Jingbo Jacob. And yeah, he's just extending, fast boat. Life is good when you're fast. Life is easy. Japan sailor tacking to...
That's Shoei Fujita.
Taking another tack over Irish sailor. I think it's Charlotte from Ireland. And now she'll have a bit of a hard time. She needs to find some clear air. Looks like those boats there are not really going to let her pass. She tacks back on the starboard. Maybe not the best lane, a bit tight. We have here Swedish sailor.
That was 49.22. That's Ernst Åkesson.
Pablo Munoz also looking good there.
Montes having the point in the mid there, absolutely.
Yeah, and William from Canada also looking good. Ukrainian sailor. Ola looking very strong there. Good gap to leeward, pointing up and just trying to trap that boat on windward to extend for over miles. Now we see these boats that started more towards the right side. We have New Zealand sailor, Estonian sailor, Portuguese sailor. This Portuguese sailor is Guilherme Rieder. He's third in the over at the moment. Looking confident in this race also. Let's see how it plays off for him, but at least he opened the race well. And let's switch cameras. Let's go to the other view. Let's see what the fleet is doing. So we're now here seeing the yellow downwind. We can see the boats that we saw were leading before still in the lead. We can see Brazilian there. We can see Slovenia sailor. Extended. Life is good. Life is easy when you're in the front of the pack. And we just see, yeah, Manuel Orleans looking faster, just going slow, going low and just pointing towards the mark. You can see the difference in angles in the downwind. Downwind is an art. It's not so much of a science, it's an art. You really have to feel the boat, read the waves, and just do what you think is right. You can see where each boat is pointing. There are no right or wrong VMGs here. Unlike upwind, that there's more of a tight VMG, which is the way we're all pointing. We can see that it's completely different. Slovenian sailor here, really open in the mainsail. You can see how much the leech is twisting. Maybe it's making the boat a bit too unstable. As you can see, he's having to correct lots with the weight. But Brazilian Manuel looking comfy there, looking stable, and just pointing towards that gate. For those of you watching more newer to the sport, in the downwind mark, we have the opportunity to take a split decision. We can either take a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn. Depending where we go, it conditions a lot our next upwind, as we have to think that there are lots of boats coming still from the downwind, especially if we're in the leading pack, and we have to decide either going to one side or the other, because crossing is usually very expensive. Tomas from Argentina also looking fast here, pointing straight to the marks, so that was going to be good.
So okay, so now we're moving to yellow gate. We will stay there to see what we can catch up here, and then we'll switch very soon to the green start. That is also coming up. A lot of things happening simultaneously at the course now.
Yeah, 4 races to follow.
Yeah.
287 sailors, I believe, and too many stories.
Braganza, I think. I didn't catch the number.
Yeah, it's Manuel, followed by Mijal and Argentinian Tomas, rounding the top 3 overall. Followed by second Brazilian Arthur.
Arthur Lamin, yes.
Yeah, and here we have a German sailor Johnny, followed by Greek overall leader, which was Georgios, and here we have Juan Leonard. These 6 boats have really extended from the pack. Life is easy for them, and we're soon gonna go see the green start. They're in procedure already, and when we're closer to them, we'll just transmit it. Another Spanish sailor rounding here, 7th overall. Good for Alejandro. He's going to have a good start, good race, and he's going to have a comfy upwind. What I was speaking about before, you can see all the boats coming in the downwind, and this is like the no-go zone. Unless you have it really clear, you find the easy path to cross between the boats without slowing yourself too much. It's a danger zone there. You can really slow yourself, and if you slow yourself too much, if you're in the pack, you can really lose boats, as boat speed is important there. We're now gonna see green start. They're getting close to procedure time. Again, bit of sag in the center of the line. Guys, we have to use some transit lives. It's gonna make the life easier. As Mauricio said, we're here between Croatia and Slovenia. So many landmarks, and we should really try use those transits to make our life easier. We're close to zero. Once we're off, we'll let you know. And gun. We just started here.
We gotta go, Henry.
It's go time. No general recall or anything. So
No, looks like a clean start there.
nice. That's good.
4 clean starts. Hooray.
4 out of 4. That's great, guys. And let's see who we have today in the green fleet. We have at the moment Andrea de Murtas is the green leader. Let's say he was 4th overall. Next up is Nicolaos Papas. Let's see how they do today. Andrea from Italy scored a 3 and a 4 in the blue fleet yesterday, and Nicolaos, repeating in green fleet again, scored an 8 on a first. Similar conditions, and let's see who learned from their mistakes yesterday and is able to push these guys out of the leading group. And let's see if these guys took the small changes from yesterday and are able to also get a good race. Let's go back to yellow fleet, see how they're doing. Shall we, Peter?
Yeah.
We see here Tomas that took the left-hand turn, and looks like those in the left side of the course extended over him a bit. I believe it's a Brazilian sailor Manuel. Yeah, Brazilian sailor Manuel and Arthur took that left side with Slovenian Michal, and these guys just extended and extended. Let's see who's that on starboard on the left side. And you see it? Yeah, it's Brazilian. 1, 2, 3 overall. Looking good here. Again, life is easy here in the front. Look how the guys can just hike a bit more. Those in the front always look like they have more pressure and they're easier sailing the boat. Great shot of here of Michael, really sailing the boat. See how he's pressing with his back to pass the wave. Main sheet is in, and he's just there playing with the rudder. Perfect steering there, passing the wave.
I think it's 3-4 minutes till we come up on the rounding for red, so we will soon switch to that. Very spread out field now.
We can see, I think it's
seen the entire course.
Yeah, you can see everything.
Absolutely.
We can see here Juan from Spain really had it clear that this left side is paying off. He took a bit of a risk and opened up the course. We'll see now in this crossing if it paid off. Again, we can see Juan here as the rest of the guys playing with the body fore and aft, just helping to pass this chop we have. He's also using the tiller to help him guide and steer through these waves in chop conditions. What's the priority? The main priority is not slowing down the boat, because once we slow with one wave, the boat starts bouncing up and down, and that kills the flow. Tack to leeward of this group of the Brazilians, and I think it's, Michal from Slovenia. So let's see how it looks. We can see the other fleets on the back of the screen. Looks like there's a bit more pressure there. Let's see if it comes down to this second upwind. And let's go see the rounding, shall we?
Yeah, so this is rounding now for red. Let's see what came out of that. It was a tight race with many across the course, both left and right there. Let's see who
Yeah, and
won that race.
it looks like Ola is going to be leading here. Ukraine 313. She's at the moment second female overall in the general standings, and yeah, she has a really good lead here. Life is going to be good for her, and especially in this reaching, she can just focus on sailing fast towards the mark.
Left and right here.
We have Robert from Estonia. And third overall, we have Guillermo Rieder. He's also third overall in the standings, so he'll for sure take this third place. Next up, we have Miles Gordon, followed by Canadian sailor William. Good job, guys, rounding this top 5. Next up, Kiwi sailor Mateo Barker. Yeah, Mateo Barker. And then Pablo Munoz, Slovenian sailor. This group is tight here. Swedish, Japan, Turkey. Ooh, there's a tight tack there by Austrian sailor. We can't see if there will be any protest. Oh no, brakes touched the mark. Looks like he touched. Let's see if he touched or not. Israel also really close to the mark there. At the end, we don't really have the best. We're a bit far away, and the sails look yellow when they're close to the mark, so it's their sailor's call to see if they touched or not. We're here far away from shore, and maybe sometimes it's a bit hard for us to know. Playing this fleet looks tight, eh, Peter?
Yeah, absolutely. But it was tight the entire day yesterday, right? So
yeah, this isn't no local regatta. This is world championships.
Absolutely, the best of the best is here to.
Each country can bring up to 5 sailors. It's usually the first 5. Some countries have limits on the number of people that can come from every gender. Sometimes it's 2 or 3. In the case of Spain, it has to be 3 from one gender and 2 from the opposite gender. Some countries use different rules. Let's go to the different fleets. Let's see what we have here. We have here a mix between the blue and the yellow fleet. We see the blue going downwind and the yellow going upwind. And yep, let's see how it pays off for them. Thank you to everyone joining once again. We can see this thing in the background, Peter. You know what it is? It's my second day here.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the water more than for swimming.
I'm not 100% sure they're fully connected to that, but further into the bay of this lovely area, they do a lot of salt production, right? So it's very salty, the weather here, or the water here, right? And it grounds up towards the bay, and that's an optimal place to do salt farming, basically. So when the water goes away, only the salt dries out the rest of the water, and you can scrape off the salt, and they sell a lot of it here. Fantastic sea salt. I think it's connected to that, but I'm not 100% sure. It's towards that area.
Okay.
But there's also an airport in the vicinity, so we'll find out for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we have some homework to do. And we're approaching here the finish line. Brazilian is 2 Brazilians and a Slovenian here playing for the first place. Let's see who takes that overall. We have on screen now Arthur Lamin. He's a bit more to the center of the course. Let's see how it pays off for him. He's here playing with his body, again trying to pass this chop. Main sheet well in. If he doesn't slow the boat, the higher we can point, the better, as we'll be pointing more towards the wind. But as always, it's a trade-off. We can't just point up without speed because we'll just kill the boat and start sliding sideways.
Arthur Lamin, right, on this side.
Yeah. Arthur Lamin, Slovenian Mihail, and also Manuel from Brazil is going to be the top 3 for this race unless we have any big changes. Looks like this sailor coming on starboard gained a bit. It's Tomas, from Argentina. He's tacking back to this right side. What we have to think now in the finishing line is that the sailors want to do the least meters possible, so they have to try and find the end. of the finishing line that's closer to them. They don't want to do more distance, so it's like the opposite of a start. We have to try and get to the end that's lower, like with respect to the wind. So we're getting here to the finish line. Looks like Manuel is going to take this race. It's going to be tight here for second. As you can see, the finishing line is between the two vessels with the blue flag. Above it, we have the measure. The measure is usually going to take one of the top sailors of the race to see if there's everything is in place. Slovenian sailor Mihal sailing into second place, looks like, followed by Tomas from Argentina. And there we have Brazilian, and let's see who's that fifth overall now. A great race, guys. As you see, life is good here. Yeah, Slovenian taking second overall from our point of view, with Argentina.
His number.
Yeah, Argentina, and then Georgios, the overall leader, and Brazil. Here for six, we have a tight battle between Juan and Johnny. Juan tagging on top and just slam dunking Johnny, making sure that he takes this sixth place overall. Good races are really important here, and these guys have done it. Johnny taking seventh overall. As we can see, the boats are going beside the measure. We see Brazilian sailor already there. Georgios also there. So the boats keep just coming in. We've already had the eighth sailor, I think, Alejandro. Croatian sailor takes ninth overall from our point of view. Ooh, there's 5 Croatian sailors in the yellow fleet. They're all sailing together. The whole team is here.
Ines Larmino from Peru crossing there.
As always, this middle pack is really tight.
Oh, small drone problem. It happens from time to time.
It looks like it sneezed, no?
No. It's one button that just you can. It happens. Great drone flyers. I have to give an extra round of applause to Briggs' father, who came in and helped us film the starts. So we're actually having 3 drones up in the air simultaneously from time to time now. So while you're watching this, as it transpires, we're getting really close to the gate rounding in
Red Fleet, I believe.
Red Fleet. So we'll give it just a few minutes so you can see count at home when they're coming in the finish here, and then we'll switch to the next view.
And we have here the Croatian parade. 2 more Croatian sailors coming in.
Yeah, amazing that all 5 actually happen to end up in the same fleet.
3 of the Croatian sailors here already. So
and to explain, this is completely random. It's actually not at all random. The only random thing is the order you end up. So when you do the fleets for the next day, you start with number 1 getting yellow, then number 2 getting blue, then number 3 getting red, number 4 getting green. Then you turn it around. So number 5 getting green, number 6 getting red, number 7 getting blue, and number 8 getting yellow. And then you go like a worm up and down. And it just happened that the dice rolled this way for the Croatians.
Yeah, it's gonna be easy day for the coach, not having to bounce between all the fleets.
We're getting closer to the gate rounding in the red fleet, but let's hover here as long as possible. So here we see the yellow fleet approaching. As we can see here, they still have some way to go since we just flew over the gate. Let's see what, and as you can see now, and this happens all the time in the courses, there are sailors from the blue fleet that is approaching the sailors, and they are on their last upwind. And they are crossing by the ones coming with the wind in their back towards the gate, right? And as we can see, not often do we have any real upsets in the on the reach and those things, right? So we still see Olya Lubyanska in the lead in the red race. Maybe she has extended a little bit. It's always, I mean, she has a very clear path, and if you have that and no one like disturbing your options, it's not. It's often that you can maybe have a chance to extend if you're fast, feeling fast in the boat for the day.
Jag filmar på Tinder, ska jag säga till mig. For some reason, Margot doesn't want to cover Alex. It's so scared of the bird.
So could be Miles Gordon following Olya there. Getting close to the gate now. Choosing the gate that takes you out on the right in the final upwind. Did you see a favor in the previous race? Pablo, as you see it?
Well, there was quite a split. Some boats were going to the right side and some to the left side. The two leading sailors, Manuela and Michal, took that right-hand turn going to the left side of the course. And then Tomas from Argentina went to the right side. It was quite split, like there was nothing certain there.
Pablo Munoz Montes coming in, and here's a gang of them, right? It's Briggs, it's New Zealand, Estonia, Canada, Japan, everyone attacking. How many do we have rounded now? 8, 9, right? 10, 11, too close to call, 12. 13, 14. That was, I think there was some changes in the order they came in there on. And now for the last reach. No, the last upwind.
No, it's not that hurt. Not good. It's not.
Yeah, it feels like a very tight fleet at this point. Many at the same time.
Yeah, it's looking incredibly tight. We can see here all the sailors rounding again, split decisions. Some looking for clear wind. Those looking to the left side of the course look like there's a bit less congestion, so they're probably aiming for that clear wind. And those on the right probably looking to extend. Let's see what the other fleets are doing. Okay, we're just changing drone now, so we're gonna keep with this fleet, the red fleet, a bit more, see how they finish the race. We have here a Brazilian sailor, Hungary sailor, and Bulgaria sailor, which I would say they're around 10th, 12th, 15th. We don't have the full picture now. We'll see when we rotate the screen. But for example, Kiwi sailor Matteo Barker looking strong there. Probably a 5th place overall. We see Ola in front, top right of our screens. That has really extended. Really good sailing by her side. Very speedy. We have there Matteo. We have Ernst from Sweden. And let's see who else we have. Looks like we have Briggs Cosman here. Yep, Briggs is there, US 400. Portuguese sailor Guilherme Rieder, 3rd overall in the racing. In the overall, let's see who else we have. We have another Slovenian sailor also in this top pack. Slovenian sailor is Val. Val looking good there. And Estonian sailor Robert also looking strong. Briggs just consolidated and passed few boats. He's probably going to be looking at a 6th, 7th place at the moment, depending on how those boats on the left cross after. US sailor Miles Gordon, also they're looking strong. Good 2nd place overall. Matteo from the Kiwi sailor just stacked going on board. Probably meaning that those boats on the left extended a bit and they rather tag and keep that distance the same instead of passing the sterns. Because once we pass the sterns, the difference is consolidated. Looks like a bit of a left shift, no, Peter? Looking at Ola, how high she's pointing at Miles compared to Matteo here. Matteo's pointing a bit lower and looks like there's a bit of a left shift coming from this left side of the course. And Briggs looking strong there. Japanese sailor Shoi also looking good there. Briggs just passing his stern. And you can see brakes working there, the boat really well, back and forth, just helping pass this chop. Mainsail on point there, trimmed inside, that's good. If we can point high, that's always good. Guillermo Rieder here, looking in good position, and we see Pablo Munoz from the left side, also looking strong there, passing this boat. And yeah, it looks like the US sailors have agreed. Probably spoke with the coach, briefed in the morning, took their conclusions, and looked like this left side is going to be paying off. Just to refresh you a bit on the forecast, it's 140. We're going to be the forecast says this is going to be maximum intensity of the day 10 knots. It's giving a range from 8 to 16. And we should expect slowly a bit of a left shift throughout the day. Maybe this is what the sailors have seen, the coaches have seen, and why they're pushing so much for the left side. Other key facts from today that we see in the weather forecast is we're going to have a sea breeze effect. This is caused by the difference in temperature between the land and the sea, which creates a pressure difference, which creates a flow of wind, and this is what we know as a sea breeze. Sea breeze can be affected by many factors, even stuff like how cool the night is or how warm the water is. And when things like this happen, it can affect the intensity, how shifty the wind is. So it's, even though it may be a sea breeze one day and another, it can be completely different how it builds up. Is this one charged? We see here the green fleet crossing a bit with the red fleet. Green fleet going for the downwind, red fleet going for the upwind. And looks like Polish sailor is looking confident there. Bit loose on the kicker, having a wild ride. And we have Argentina, Australia, and we can't see that country, but yeah, I believe Argentina also very open on the kicker. French sailor here in this group also. This French sailor in the upwind is, there's 3 French, and this one is a Charles Ganivet on port that we see now. And here more decisions to make. We're having one fleet going upwind, one fleet going downwind, more dirty wind chances, so we really have to think where we're attacking, what we're gonna do. Incredible shots here by our drone drivers. We're seeing the green and the red fleet crossing. We see the umpire here with the red flag, just surveying everyone, making sure no one is pumping the boat too much or taking any illegal actions. Thailand here on port, and we see here the leading group of the red fleet, and we have Ukrainian Ola still in the lead, just comfortably sailing around the course now. Just need to take risks. William also looking comfortable here. And it's US sailor Pablo Munoz looking here strong. We can't see the Ukrainian Ola that was leading before. I think she's in the right side now. Yeah, she's in the right side with Guillermo Rieder from Portugal.
I think she's comfortably ahead by a margin, right? So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
she'll be winning the race.
Yeah, I saw some black numbers and a 3, and I just supposed it was Ola, but it's Pablo there. Pablo, for those of you who don't know, has been a guest in our Q&As that we're hosting in Road to Gold. If anybody in the channel watching now wants to see those Q&As, you can click on our profile in videos, and you will see some great tips he gave about team racing. Maybe for some of you, it would be a great opportunity to hear some secrets now before the racing, where that starts on Tuesday, the team racing. Tomorrow will be the last day of qualifying, and then we'll move on to team racing. Team racing is for sure going to be an exciting one. Quick battles between the teams, 4 versus 4. Lots of protests, lots of action. And great shot here of Miles solo sailing in the course, looking like he's gonna be taking, I think, a second overall, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, looks like that.
Yeah, Ukrainian Ola here, comfortably in the lead, just surveying the fleet, watching what they're doing, but from a distance, leader perks there.
But as you saw on the other end, and this is where the right to the left will give the most, right? You saw Pablo Munoz Montes. He is in the lead on the more left split field, basically.
Yeah, definitely. And Ola here taking the lead, comfortable. Well done, Ola. Great race you've done. Speedy sailing, and you deserve this bullet. Now it's time to go to the race committee, to the measurer and see what he thinks. If you wear everything on rule, and yep, off she goes there. And I think it's Miles. Yeah, Miles from the US, also comfortably second overall. He won't say no to this place. Everybody wants to win, but second is a second, and he'll take it for sure.
In the end, that's going to be a very good result.
Yeah. And Guillermo Reader here looks like he's going to be scoring a third place. We don't have information about UFDs or anything, but it was, I believe, a clear start. And Guillermo will be putting in his scorecard, a 2 and a 3 from yesterday and another 3, so congrats there. Mateo from New Zealand coming in fourth. Good place for Mateo. He will now have an 8, a 7, and a 4th.
I think looking at the numbers now, it looks like the right might have given a little bit more than the left. Let's see how this lines up, yeah?
Pablito Munoz here, 4th, 5th overall. Good race you've scored. Very good. And Polish sailor we haven't seen in the whole race. We came in suddenly. Maximilian, great race you had. You really passed some boats here. And I think he'll be 7th, 8th, 6th, somewhere there. Estonian sailor, Swedish, Japan, the box just starts coming in.
Sweden is...
And Briggs has to go for attack there. He didn't make it, but still a good race. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8,
Japan was
11th overall.
that we followed since the start of the race. Yeah, took great.
And the third US sailor comes here. There's 4 US sailors now. And I'm sorry, this is the 4th overall. Good racing by the US. These guys had clear strategy before the start, and they've been all able to execute it. Last one here was Mason. So congrats, Mason, and to all the US sailors in this race. It's been good. And we're now gonna go back to the course. See how the next race unfolds.
And then there will be, normally there's a little bit of a waiting time for the 4th race, yeah. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the coverage so far. We'll take a short break from here. So we're back with the green fleet, race 3, last remaining one.
Yeah, we're here, and it looks like Nicolaus Papas a comfortable lead in the race. We haven't been really following this race as we were with yellow and red, but looks like he's in comfortable position to win. Let's just refresh ourselves. Nicolaus is his 5th overall. He scored an 8 and a first in yesterday, and looks like he's gonna score another first. Another of the top sailors we have here in green fleet, sorry, is Andrea de Murtas. Let's see if we can catch him anywhere around the course. And yeah, again we see the umpire there, looking at everybody carefully, making sure that nobody is infringing the rules. We have Peru sailor here. I believe it's Joaquin Acevedo, winner of the Opti-Orange Valencia. Comfortable position. Joaquin yesterday scored 22 and a fifth. 22, probably not his best race, but he's looking here for another strong race, so good for him. Let's see who else we have around.
Then after the 4th race, there's normally a bar. I don't know it now, but after the 4th race, they will start discarding one, right? It comes when you've, if the regatta is very short, you don't discard. When we know it's going to be at least 4 races, which we know probably by today, there will be, the discard will enter, and then it will change the results we saw from yesterday, because then they can take away their worst performance so far, and as Pablo described before, that will roll. So if they make a lower scored race later, that will be the discard, and they will start counting the first one.
Yep, that's true. We're seeing here the green fleet. These guys don't look like this will be the discard unless we have the world champion here with us right now. But we have a Puerto Rico sailor, Diego Andres, Peru, Joaquin Acevedo, looking for a good top 10 there. And then the 2 leading boats, I believe, we have Nicolaus Papas, and I think it's also 1 boat from the Red Fleet. Yeah, unfortunately, it's 1 boat of the Red Fleet. So Nicolaus looking very strong here to take the first overall. Good for him.
Yeah, almost sailing alone, right?
Yeah, maybe he's also in the Red Fleet, no? And he just extended.
No, I see a small green.
Yes, there's a green ribbon. But
the ribbon is green, so it's safe for his bullet.
So Chloe is asking for us here in the chat, what race group is this? This is the Optimist sailing class. It's for everyone under the age of 15 included. That's the year you have to transition. So yeah, 15. And yeah, we have here the overall leader of the race. Nicolaus just took the bullet. Good for him. Followed closely by Daniel Haslauer from Austria. Looking comfortable there for a 2nd place. Ooh, expensive mistake there by Diego from Puerto Rico. Peru's
I think it's Carl Birgersson from Denmark as well.
Yeah, and
battling it out.
Joaquin there doing an incredible tack. He's probably gonna go for a tack soon just to cross the line if he thinks that there's closer. But he's going for that left side.
Joaquin scoring the maybe 3 or 4. I couldn't tell the difference between Joaquin and Carl there.
And Jan there from Spain looking good. Also good race for him.
We have Sean Kam from Singapore crossing the line.
And then we have Andrea de Murtas, I think. No, it is Giovanni Montesano that's scoring a top 10 there. So good for him also. And we just see that this pack was tight. And yeah, we have there Andrea de Murtas that was 4th overall, scoring a good top 10. That's always good, especially in these early days of the racing. Any good result, you'll take it, and you'll avoid bad results at all costs. We have Meave here from Ireland also taking a good race. And we can see that there's a big gap here between this top 15, top 17 boats and the next coming up. We have Polish sailor Victor looking like he's going to be scoring around the 20. Close to him, we have Argentinian sailor, Thai sailors, lots of countries here.
Yeah, we're gonna go out for yellow start now. We'll always go.
We have soon yellow starting and we'll probably transition to them. As always, we're going to try and cover all the starts so you can see how the race is open and try and follow them up also through the course. Great images here by our drone pilots getting incredible shot of the finishing line and how it's looking. And yeah, we're starting to see the finishing line. Let's switch to our other drone and see how the start line is looking. We're already into 4 minutes into the start, so between 4 and 1 minute. Let's see how it turns out this race. So we can see we're starting again with uniform flag. This uniform flag is the most lenient flag we have now. Means that if you're over on the race and there's no general recall, you're out, you're disqualified. But if you're out and it's a general recall, you can race again. Already between 4 and 1 minute left. And yeah, we want to thank the sponsors of the stream for making this possible. Thank you to One Sales and City Sales for joining us, and also to Facenda and Winner. Your help is really, really important for us and it's making this possible. We're already 1 minute before the start. Yellow Fleet race 4, as we can see on the screen. Here in Portorož, this will be the above through the halfway line cut through the qualifying series, and we'll have 2 more races tomorrow, and that will be it. We'll go into team racing after that. Boats are getting close. Fleet is more spread out. Opinion is deferred here. Center of the line look like there's a group pushing a bit more, but nothing too serious. Bit of a sag between committee and center line. We're close to gun. Boats are getting ready. They're starting to speed up their boats. And we're gonna go soon.
So, when
And it's go time. The boats are going. Let's see if it's a general recall. Looked clean to me, a bit tight on the pin end, but can't really determine from this angle. Let's see how it plays out. And yeah, look like we're going. Let's go for it. Good job, guys. Let's get race 4 going. I'm getting lots of boats holding on the starboard tack at the start of the race. Looking strong. The starboard tack probably trying to go towards the left. Just as we said before, the forecast of the day is that we'll have a left tendency throughout the day. We'll start, the average they said will be a 310 to 330, and around 4 we should have a 280 to 295. Things like this really determine how your race is going and what you should do. Race 4 is underway already with the yellow fleet. Everybody holding on the starboard line, just trying to push through and get to that left side of the course. Let's see who we have here. Let's see if we can focus on this group and see who we have contending early for this race win in race 4 of the Yellow Fleet.
Once again, look at the colors of this. It's makes you want to be on the water,
Yeah,
and
looks
it's not
amazing.
on the beach.
Yes, that's for sure. And yeah, you can see how lovely the landscape is. Very bit of a mountainous place, we could even say. Small houses everywhere. Looking nice, looking nice. Yellow already in the way, and we can see blue fleet starting to approach the starting line also. They will soon also go for a start. Let's just remind ourselves of the race, top 3 of the other race. We had a strong racing by Tomas from Argentina, also by Brazilians Manuel and Arthur. Good job, guys. And let's see how they play off this race, and if we have guys that took the lessons and take the win in the next race.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought you had to put that in. Yeah. Yeah.
Great shot here. We can see the whole fleet pushing to the right side. Those that we see here closer to us in the bottom part of the screen are usually those that had a bad start and had to tack and find the lane, whilst those that are further away to the top of the screen are those that usually were able to extend and have a good start and just push that starboard lane. We see Mexican sailor Otis here with this start. Also Austrian Chris Wagner, Cyprus, Alexandros. And yeah, we have Brazilian here. It's 4368. It's Arthur that did a good race. Swedish Oscar. Brazil, two Brazilians here. It was Marcos and Manuel looking strong. Argentinian Tomas again looking good there. And Danish Alfred also good. Good job, guys. Good job. And Croatian, as I told you before, there's 5 Croatians in this yellow group, so we don't really know who it is. Italian, I think, was Jesper. Jesper was looking good there, pushing towards that left side. Jesper won the Garda meeting this year. And
Very strong sailor.
Very strong sailor. He didn't have the best racing yesterday. He scored a 3, which is obviously amazing, but then second race he had a bit of a worse race, 22nd. So let's see how it plays off for him.
It's two races out of possibly 12, right?
Yeah.
So I think that will even itself out over time. But it's there was so many good sailors. One good race or one bad race will really make an influence, especially this early in the regatta. But the ones who win will be the ones who maintain a steady pace of low figure scores.
Yeah, definitely. Here, what pays is consistency in long championships like this. And you can have bad races because everybody will have, but you really need to know how to take over boats. You can take over boats by either being faster than them, which is obviously the easy way, but you can also use when they do mistakes. Mistakes like this can be when they take a wrong tactical decision, like for example a wrong mark rounding or a wrong opening up of the leg. For example, if they would go low on the reach and it's high reach, for example. But you can also pass them because of differences in strategic opinions. If you think the left side is going to be paying off and they go to the right side, you could really extend for them. But something that never works here is just luck. If you just try to go to the other side without a reason and you expect it to work, most of the times, unfortunately, it doesn't.
Oh, and I think we've seen multiple examples of that in the weeks leading up with the warm up regattas and things like that. If you take a chance and you end up in a place where the wind is not that strong, the pressure is not where you need to be, you can go from first to last.
Yeah.
Right. So it's very, very, you have to be active and working with finding your pressures going forward. And I mean, to be frank, if you look at the pressures from up here, Pablo, would you be able to clearly call that it's a little bit, maybe pushing a little bit more on the left? We can do that, but we're maybe, and I'm not sure we can, right? And we're still in a drone 15 meters up in the air. The kids are in the boat.
Yeah, definitely. What you're saying.
No angle, and still they have to try to call the shots consistently, right?
Yeah, and we see already some boats extending. Let's see if we can get close to them and see who are these early leaders of the race. I think we see who is that German sailor Johnny that did a good race before. I think it's Cyprus sailor also there, Alexander's that did a good race. We see Arthur a bit in the behind pack, but we also have here a US. I think it's Miles. No, it's Alexander Montago.
I think I also saw Ethan Chia from Singapore on the right side.
Yeah. So let's see how this race unfolds. Good luck to all the sailors, and let's go to the next start. Let's go to the blue start, see how it plays off for this guys.
Yeah. Race for blue.
Race for blue. We see there sailor from Morocco close to the committee. We're between 1 and 4 minutes. We don't know the time exactly as we're from shore, but I'm sure all the sailors there have their watch ready with the timing. We're into last minute now, 1 minute left. So we'll probably see the starting. We'll see the starting very, very soon in less than 1 minute. Here, the fleet is acting a bit different. We have a bit of a split decision. We have a big, strong group in the pin end and a bit more of an empty side in the committee. As I said before, forecast was saying that there was a bit of a left wind trend through the day. So let's see how that if that takes into action and materializes it, or it's just a forecast. Because forecasting is a highly complex subject, very complicated mathematics involved, and small local features can even have a big effect. We're very soon to the start. Boats are starting to accelerate. I even think we will probably in the last 10 seconds. Let's see how it goes. 10, 9, oh, and it's go time. Good job, guys. Let's see if it's a general recall. To me, it looked clean. Let's see what the race committee thinks. Yep, it's a clean start. We see those boats that didn't get the best start are starting to tack and bear away the other boats. The ones that did get a good start, they're pushing towards that left side of the course once again. And here we have we have Didrik from Sweden.
Yeah.
We have Nathan from Malta.
Simon van Haag from Austria.
Alexander Forsen, Polish sailor. Jerzy here also. Beside him on to leeward we have Israel sailor. I believe it was Yaron. Puerto Rico sailor Julian.
And we have Lucas Cao from Singapore, did well last race in the top in the, I think he was number 7 going into today.
Yeah, and to windward of him we had a Japan Haruto. This is already the pinion group.
Ilva Risalo from Finland as well.
And Mexican Mia there, also looking strong, good start, lots of leeward distance.
Jessica Liu from Hong Kong.
What else do we have here? We have a sailor from Czech Republic, sailors from Serbia, sailors from GBR.
Patrick de Sal, I think, from Great Britain.
Yeah, yeah. And we have also Malta's Matthias there looking strong. But also to leeward of him, we have a stronger sailor that's looking very strong. It's local Slovenian Ida. Good position there. Probably has some local secrets, local knowledge there, and she's really pushing for this left side because the more confident you are, if it's a day of favored side, which means that one side is paying off over the other side, it's really good to push and whatever you're doing, going further away from that side, what you're actually doing is giving meters away. And we have here the sailor that's pushing the most, which is a Greek Christos. Christos really pushing for this left side. Let's see how Christos did yesterday. Christos is 82nd overall. He scored a 27 and a 23rd. He's looking strong now, really taking this lead on the left side. Let's see if we get a bit of this left shift we were saying before and see if we can manage to cross. We're getting this panoramic view high above, seeing how the fleet is spreading out. You can see that those that took a bad start and had to hold in bad air really pay off the costs of their mistake, and they're already behind the leaders. It's a pain, it's a shame, but that's how sailing works. Once again, here with the blue fleet, we see Chinese sailor. I think it is Hongren. If I'm not wrong, I think he won a race yesterday, or he was leading a race. Yeah, but unfortunately, it was a black flag. Such a shame. But I think he won a race yesterday. Let's see who else we have here. Shot from the courts. Looks like that left side is a bit more full still, a bit lighter than yesterday. The overall wind conditions. Yesterday we were seeing more of the white spray from the waves, indicating that it was a bit warmer. But today, a bit lighter overall. Thanks to everyone for joining us today in race 2 of the 2025 Optimist World Championships. It's looking like a very interesting day. We can see how the fleet is looking out. We can see also now the yellow fleet there. Already some rounding the top mark. We can see some bit more of pressure coming from this left side. And let's check how our other drone shots are looking. We have here the red fleet. Either 1 minute into the starting procedure for race 4, and now the second minute has started. It's 5 minutes for those watching from home, and the sequence is 5 minutes they raise the flag of the color. For the group, 4 minutes they either raise a U flag or black flag, U flag being more permissive, black flag being more restrictive. Then when there's 1 minute left, they lower this black flag or U flag, depending on what's raised. And when it's go time, when the gun goes off, they lower this color flag. So let's see if we can find some updated results from the racing, from the last race we've had. Let's see if we can find anything and see who our top sailors were from the blue and green fleet that we
I
didn't
think it's a
follow as
little
much.
bit.
I have the unofficial finishings. Lucas Carl from Singapore won the race. Second was Jake from New Zealand, and third overall was Alexander Forsen. As always, this is a bit unofficial. It's based on tracking, so there could be mistakes, and don't take this as granted.
But they normally, what can happen is if there is a tracker, if someone has a faulty tracker for the minute, right? They will not be caught on there. So that's why they can change a little bit as well, right? And it's the human eye that catches all the kids as they cross the blue line, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
And all of this is recorded in the finishing line. There's a person recording the finishings, and in case there's any disputes, you can always ask for that recording to see if the finishing, like for example, if you're not scored in a race because there's too many boats.
They will manage that in the race office, absolutely.
So we're here between 4 and 1 minutes in the red fleet. Again, look like there's a group approaching the pin end, less boats in this committee end. As looks like the kids are also and the coaches thinking that this left trend that we're mentioning through the day might take place, and that's why they're pushing more towards this pin end. Red fleet race 4, 1 minute to go. What a lovely shot here of all the boats lining up.
Struggling with their sails to keep still. This is the challenge of being lined up just on the right side of the line, but still accelerating out with maximum power as they you saw them all tack now and key and start going, right?
Yeah, that tagging is just trying to get a bit of windward space. And what you're doing is you do a tack, and you have to try and be the last one tacking, as we say. And that makes the biggest leeward space and gives you a bit of breathing space in this first starboard line. And it's go time now. Let's see how it plays
So
out.
much depends on getting a great start in anywhere, and also absolutely in these conditions.
Yeah. We also have the blue fleet racing and the yellow fleet. The one in the background is the green fleet that will start very soon. And we're going to see how this race unfolds now a bit, see how the red fleet opens the race, and then we'll go follow the mark approach from the blue fleet.
Fairly even line. We can really see it in this picture that they're almost on a straight line, even though they chose to start at the committee or in the middle or in closer to the pin, and they still maintain a fairly straight line. Let's see what happens as the wind pressures messes this up for the kids on the wrong side.
Yeah.
And carries them forward on the right.
We have here French sailor that we saw before, Charles Ganivet, looking like he got a good start, and he's crossing these boats that are tacking to port. Who else do we have here? We have another French girl. It's Lilou Baques. Also looking like a good start, more to leeward, so she's probably thinking that this left side is going to pay more. But you can see her there playing with her weight forth and backwards to pass this chop. Australian sailor just stacking. It was Toby from Australia. And we have a Morocco sailor, I believe. Yeah, it's a Shahid from Morocco. To leeward of him, we have a Polish sailor, Maximilian. Go, Maximilian. And then we have here Maxime from Belgium with
Enrique Gomez. Chena from Brazil.
yeah. And we have here a Kiwi sailor. It's Mateo Barker, looking good. And
One
then
of the 4 Americans there is 665. That's Miles Gordon.
yeah. That's Miles looking strong. Miles got a good race in the other race, and he's looking like contending good for another
Swedish
race.
Elsa Bayar, a little bit behind.
And then we have here Peru sailor Sofia. Sofia also looking good.
Briggs from US, following a little bit behind there. Then we
Yeah.
have Olya from Ukraine again. Great start, having a fantastic day, obviously.
Yeah, and then we have the third overall from yesterday, Guillermo Rieder. Guillermo got a good start in the last race and a good race. And
Japan from Thailand.
Irish sailor. Who is this? It's Lily from Ireland looking good here.
Johan Petersen Höjland, Ernst Åkesson, Sweden.
Pablo Munoz also
Pablo
here.
Montes.
And looking like the whole fleet, or at least the guys that did a good race, are agreeing in this left side again, no, Peter?
Yeah, yes, agreed.
Looks like they took their notes. They've been here, some teams for very long, others less time, but looks like they've got their conclusions that this left side is paying off. And we have soon the blue fleet approaching the top mark. We have approx 1.5 minutes or 1 minute till they reach the stop mark, so we'll be soon switching to them. But this race 4 in the red fleet is already underway, and they're racing, they're off. Slovenian sailor, it's Gordi from Slovenia, looking strong there. Guillermo Rieder, third overall, looking strong. Guillermo has power for sure. You can see that he's hiking. Ola again, looking extremely fast, just extending and extended. So looking comfy there, Ola.
Looking like they actually have, from this angle, strong pressure out on the left.
Yeah, looks like the kids in the left. The more left we are, the more they're hiking.
Yes.
What looked like a tricky lane for Briggs has given him a bit of breathing space. Ola is for sure extending, and he'll have to really hold his place and make sure that Peru's sailor Sofia doesn't run over her. Sofia just stacking. Miles Gordon
have to
here.
back now, right? Because they are a bit stronger coming from the left. So Miles Gordon, I think, was a little bit ahead, right? But
Yeah.
it might be that the pressure was.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're in a position that, for example, Briggs was, if you need a bit of lag for those to tack soon and give you a bit of breathing space, and Briggs has just got there that extra breathing space. Now he has a good comfy lane on port, not leading, that's for sure, but at least you're starting to get a bit of breathing space that you can play around with. Let's see how the blue fleet is doing here. They just started rounding. We have Singapore sailor followed by Slovenian, Puerto Rico, Malta, and Greece make the top 6 overall. It was Singapore's Lucas Cao leading, followed by Slovenian Ida. Next up, we had New Zealand Jake Dickey and Puerto Rico's Julian. That was making the top 5. And again, as always, big mix between the teams. Sailors from Hong Kong, Korea, Turkey, Sweden, Czech Republic, GBR, Italy, you name it, they're all there. Mexico sailor, Chinese sailor, Greek sailor. This is Mariana Macri. Mariana Macri was a strong contender last year for the Worlds. I believe she finished 2nd overall. Do you remember, Peter, what she finished?
Yeah, no, not actually 100%, but yes, very strong.
Let's just double check. I think she was second overall. But yeah, as you can see, big bunch of sailors. Yeah, Mariana Macri finished second overall to Spain's Marta Mansito. She was 11 points of the victory, and she's for sure coming here to up her spot in that podium by one. A big bunch of sailors here, coming in tight, going in speedy, all of them. We are all enjoying the streaming of today's racing. And yeah, we're gonna go here with Blue Fleet. Green Fleet will be starting very soon, I believe, and we'll jump to their start to see how they're doing. So Peter, let's go see the green start. I think they're close to procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here with green now. Between 4 and 1 minutes to start. Some boats doing the last testing here, seeing what pays off, what doesn't pay off. If they have to change anything in their technique, trim, or even strategy of the day. And as the day goes by, we're seeing the sailors pushing more and more for this pin end. Big bunch of sailors in that pin end. From even behind the pin end. Leave a comment in the chat. Tell us who you're pushing for in this green fleet, who you want to win, and let's see how it pays off. One minute to go in this green start.
If you have surfing results, I can see that third race is up now. So if you want to go and check your sailors, you can now do it. Please don't do it at once because then the page will crash, I guess.
Sorry?
No, I said to the audience that for those who wants to check what happened with the third race included, that's now up.
Nice. And who's leading? Still
Georgios Carnavas with the 114. Number 2 overall, Guillermo Ryder, 233. Nicolas Papas, number 3 with 811. Lucas Cao, 4 with 451. Christian Castellan, 5, 325. Brazil,
And
Bragança.
sorry to interrupt you. We're off with this green start, but it's a general recall.
Okay.
First of the day.
Yeah, that was the first of the. That was a very good performance, though, getting the full 4 tracks.
Yeah.
I just keep on going here. Then Olja Lubjanska, who did a bullet there in the third race, is now up to number 7 with 2:10.1. Number 8, another Brazilian, Artur Lamin, 1:95. Number 9, Slovenia, Mihail Sobek, the first home sailor, 7:62. Well played, sailing on home court. Number 10, New Zealand, Jake Dickey, 5:83. Number 11, Italia, Andrea De Murtas, 3:4.11. Number 12, Sweden, Ernst Åkesson, 6:39. Number 13, Matteo Barker, New Zealand, 8:74. Carl Birgersson, Denmark, number 14, 15:23. Margot from Hong Kong, number 15, 5:13.2, and it goes on. You can watch them on the official homepage 2to5worlds.optiworld.org.
Yeah, and at the moment we have in overall girls, we have Ola leading. That we saw she won her race so comfortably. Second overall, we have Margox from Hong Kong, followed by Mariana Macri. She finished second overall in last year's Worlds, and now she's third. Obviously, 2 world podiums before the age of 15 is an incredible achievement in our sport, but she's for sure pushing more. Next up, Puerto Rico's Ines, 4th girl overall, followed by Freya Vintergard, that's 5th girl overall. This is regarding girls, but we have to be clear that there's an overall scoring table, and their positions might not be like 1, 2, 3. They're 7, 15, 18, 23, and 27, as they're sailing also against boys, which in some other competitions is not like this. In the Europeans, they sail in separate fleets, and they have separate scorecards and separate races. So it's different approaches that they take here. Let's see what else is happening in the course. We have here in camera 3, I believe is the Red Fleet. Yeah, it's the Red Fleet playing here. We have Ukrainian Ola looking very comfortable again, looking like she's going to stand her overall girls podium. Pablo Munoz also scoring here, good race, looking like an early leader. Who else do we have here? Brazilian Henrique looking strong. Austrian sailor Carla looking very strong there also. And apologies now, it's a bit of a laggy screen, but we're gonna solve it quickly. Sometimes it's out of our hand as we're depending on YouTube and
No, this is the drone connection that drops from time to time, so the signal has to also transit
stabilize.
over the air. We move to Green Fleet.
They're gonna do another attempt of start. It's probably going to go now with black flag. Black flag, as we're saying, more restrictive. And yeah, if you get over the line, even if it's a general recall, you're out, and that means that it's the second race of the day. Early time to go home. We have now also here, we have in screen 1, we have, I think, the blue fleet. Let's see if we can zoom in to see who it is. This is blue, Peter. Let me double check here who it is. We have Slovenia's Ida. Yeah, this is blue fleet here. Blue fleet, Slovenia leading. Very tight racing with Lucas Cow. We said just a second ago that Lucas is he's 4th overall, and this race for sure is going to put him into a good position. Reminds me of the golden days of Singapore when they were winning all the worlds. They had an incredible performance in the Garda Worlds in 2013 when they scored, I think, 1, 3, 4, 5 overall in the standings, and they won team racing and nations. Very, very powerful country. They were trading lots, and they for sure paid off. We have Jake Dickey here from New Zealand, looking like he's getting another good race. Puerto Rico's Julian looking strong there, and I think we have Greek sailor with his sail just bouncing. We can't really see his number. Let's see who it is, if we can get a bit of a better angle to read his sail number. Nope, we can't read it. Bit complicated. But yeah, we see the wind significantly dropping. Fleet decision split. Some boats going on starboard, some boats going on port.
But here they also often take different angles to get some maybe a bit more pressure, but also getting free wind and getting away from each other, right? And then they have to converge as they and decide where they're going in the gate later on, right?
Yeah, definitely. Here, as I said before, the downwinds are an art, not a science, and you have to see what you feel and what's paying off. And you could be pointing one way, the other person pointing the other way, but you could both be on fast lanes, on what we call VMG. VMG is velocity made good, and it's the speed we're making towards with respect with our angle also. So you could be pointing higher but sailing faster in downwind than a person pointing lower and slower, and be making the same overall speed that we say VMG. Let's switch now to green. Green under in the last minute of their start. Fleet really pushing for this left side. Looks like this forecast trend we said of consistent left shifts is materializing and happening. And less than 1 minute to go. Really pushing in the pin. They're really aiming for this left side. Thanks to all the team here, that drone flyers, and to Peter for helping with everything. It's looking great, really smooth. And yeah, we're off. We go with green fleet.
Let's see how this. I think this was a clean start.
Yeah. Let's see if they
Bit
behave.
more discipline today, the second day overall. We saw one general recall, right? But otherwise, it's been. I think that's a good. It makes the day quicker. It makes it cleaner, and I think. What do you think? Maybe all the black flags yesterday could have influenced this, right?
Yeah, day one, everybody's really excited. They want to really push, and then reality comes and they over push, and they have to regulate and find the point. We have here in this green fleet Andrea de Murtas looking there, comfortable spot. To windward of him, we have Hungarian sailor Mihaly, I think it's pronounced, and also another Hungarian sailor Daniel here. Hungarian sailors had it clear where to start and where to go to, and you can see that for now they are in a good position. Aussie sailor Walter doing good. Walter was doing really good yesterday in one of the races, I believe, recalling him. And looking like local sailor Jan Palo from Mallorca doing really good here. Beside him, we have another Spanish. She is Mar Infante. Mar Infante doing good here. She got a good start and she just crossed in front of Joaquin Acevedo from Peru. Jan also going for the stack, getting this early left lead. And as always, what Jan is doing now is what we call cashing in. And as we pass in front of boats, and that means that those boats we have taken over and they're for sure not uncertain. And yeah, let's see who else we have here in this fleet. We have Giovanni from Italy, Singapore Sean, and French sailor Jet looking strong and pushing towards that left side. Puerto Rico's, who is Puerto Rico's 87, Rafael, also really pushing. More a bit to leeward, probably didn't get the best start. We have a New Zealand sailor Nathan really pushing towards that left side, and now we can see in the background also, I believe, the yellow and the blue fleets, right, Peter? Has the
Yes.
yeah. Again, amazing scenery here of Portorož. We can see the hotel complex and the houses and the small village in the left. French sailor Jet looking strong there, pushing towards that left side. Still very,
Fantastic start.
yeah, it's very early in the racing still, but Nicolaus Papas, which is his third overall at the moment, looking strong there. Who else do we have here? Jan from Spain on port. Danish sailor, I believe it's Jonathan, just sailing on starboard, and yeah, Jan is here leading this group of Argentinian Three Argentinians, too easy. Here's Gino from Argentina's, Peru's Joaquin Acevedo and Mari Infante, all of them pushing towards this right side. Let's see how it plays off for them. We are now going to switch a second to the downwind rounding. I believe it is the blue fleet, right, Peter? Yeah, it's a blue fleet here. Mexico, Chile, Greece, Austria, all heading up towards this last upwind they have. We see Spain's Marta Mancito here in the pack with Swiss Sailor, Team Bale. Even
Heavily favoring the gate mark we see to the left here, right?
yeah, I'm not in the water and I don't really know the wind direction, but it for sure looks closer. And something that's really, really important with these mark rounding is that you're not only doing less meters going downwind, you're also doing less meters going upwind. So it's double the importance of a normal mark rounding, we would say. Because if you do a mistake, you do it twice, downwind and upwind. Great shots here. This looks like the mid pack of the racing, or mid-high pack. Marta Mancito holding in there. To windward of her, we have Patrick from Italy. Patrick from GBR, sorry. Patrick had a great start we were seeing before. And we have here the tight group. This is where you can win or lose everything. It's the make the difference part of the race. Chinese sailor Bo Cheng looking comfortable there. And yeah, this looks like the leading pack of the blue fleet. And let's see who else we have here. Yeah. Just having a closer shot of Malta's Matias looking like in good position there. With to leeward of him we have Christos from Greece, and we were saying before that Christos was having a good start and looked like he's held into this good start. Looking there comfy, playing with the body, just helping pass these waves, main sheeting, looking around, just trying to find that extra bit of pressure and checking what the fleet is doing. Lots of decisions to make. And here we have Singapore's Lucas Cao, still in the lead. We saw him that he was really strong position in that downwind. Alexander Forsen looking good there. Korea's Jongyeon also looking good, and Puerto Rico Julian looking good. Good job, guys. This is definitely the leading pack. To leeward of them, we have Ida that was leading in the downwind. She decided to go a bit more right side. Probably she knows something. Chinese sailor, but Hongren also looking good there. You can see everybody really pushing with the body weight, trying to pass these waves. Christian Castellan looking good there. Not the best of best positions, but you know, not many boats ahead, and that's always good. Great shots here with Croatia in the background.
It's interesting here. I landed in Italy, 30 kilometers away. I drove for a very short time into Slovenia, and now we see Croatia, right? So it's prime border worth of here, and looking at how lovely the shoreline looks here, I do not blame them.
Yeah. Definitely looking good, looking very nice. And looks also to me that the wind intensity has picked up a bit. We can see in front of there, we can see the finishing part of the yellow fleet and also the red fleet coming downwind now. All the fleets converging, bit of chaos. But yeah, you just have to hold in place a bit. We're gonna switch for a second to the green fleet, see how they're doing, how the upwind is paying off. And yeah, here we are back in the green fleet, race 4 of the green fleet. Looks like the Spaniards took an early good start of the race. And also Argentinians, Gino looking good there. Peru's Joaquin Acevedo looking strong. You can see Joaquin really playing with the body weight, really helping to pass these waves. The wind has dropped a bit compared to this outside loop we have. And we can see a bit of pressure in the top right of the screen, but it looks a bit light now for the green sailors. And as we were saying yesterday, there's more waves than there is wind now. So it's very important to help the boat pass these waves so it doesn't start bouncing like crazy, which would really slow down. French jet looking very good there. Strong position. Joaquin Acevedo looking good there also. You can see his main sheet tightly tied in.
I think also, as we saw Denmark earlier, Carl Birgersson really being competitive just behind us now, but let's see what happens as they get closer to the pin.
Yeah. Here we have again Jan Palou. Looks like he lost a bit of ground to Greece's Nikolaos, the third overall. But still this group leading fast, taking away. And just here, sail fast, and escape the fleet. Not much more to do now. You just have to focus on being fast. Race Empire, as always, watching close. Nobody can be or should be cheating here. I'm pumping the boat too much. Portuguese sailor here, and we're gonna go switch now, see what else we have on screen. We have here, what fleet do we have here? It's Malta sailor that was leading, and I believe it is the blue fleet, if I'm not wrong, Peter.
Yes,
Yes,
I think it's
Matthias.
It's the blue button, so let's hope. No, this.
It's blue. It's Matthias from Malta here. Looking strong position. We can see a bit more breeze coming there from the boats we see reaching at the top are the yellows. They have finished their day, homework done for today, and time to go home and recover for tomorrow. And we can see a bit more pressure there in the top side of the course. Let's see what other shots we have here. Yeah, this is also, I believe, this is another shot of the green. This is the green fleet from another perspective. That was shown from the green fleet. And also we have Daniel Haslauer. And to leeward of him, we have Puerto Rico 87 Rafael. Looking good there, Rafael. This is the same fleet that we were seeing before with the Spanish and Joaquin Acevedo. Just from another shot. Again, we see Singapore here also looking strong. This time it's Tekwoon. And just trying to cover here. It looks like one of the early leaders of this race, Andrea de Murtas, lost a bit of ground, but we see the other Italian, Giovanni, looking good here. So as always, one Italian is leading the Azzurra team, always doing good. Nicolaus looking fast. You can see them hiking. Jan also hiking. French jet, they're looking like a bit more of a heavier sailor. And to leeward here we have Mar Infante from Spain. And Walter did very good yesterday. Joaquin also looking like a light sailor, was able to get that extra power. And let's switch screens now, see a bit more of this right part of the blue group. And yeah, they're finishing the race soon. This is Matthias from Malta. Looks like he's taking the lead of the race, or at least he's in the leading group. We'll see when we're seeing more converging courses. But great job, guys. Everybody's sailing great. Thanks to all of you watching from home. Hope you're enjoying these races. It's looking incredible. We're really enjoying seeing it and commentating and seeing how well all the kids are doing. Malta, Matthias from Malta just going for attack there. Covering over, I believe, is Yes, it's Christos from Greece, and to leeward of him we have a Julian from Puerto Rico. Looks like they're probably in the leading pack, going on starboard, probably pushing towards that left side of the course, or looking to converge, which with who I believe it's not 100% sure, but I think it's Alexander from Sweden. And looks like that left sailor escaped a bit. We'll see if we can get closer images to see who he is. That's Alexander just tacking there to leeward of the group. Not in leading position, but still good. Matthias there going for attack on top of Korea's Gwenchong. I believe it's pronounced. I'm sorry if not pronounced well. And we also see Christian there in this group. But for sure, there's a sailor in this left side of the course that has been able to extend a lot. Let's see if we can get closer to him and see who is leading, who he is. Blue Fleet close to finishing the race. We have approx 2 or 3 minutes before the results are decided for the first group, a bit more for the backpack. And looks like it's New Zealand sailor Jake that's taking the lead. Good job, Jake. Easy race for him. Life is comfortable up here. And we see Matthias from Malta looking like he's going to take a second overall. Jake yesterday, he's 10th overall, very consistent guy, 5.83, and looks like he's going to take a bullet now. He'll for sure be very happy, comfortable position going into tomorrow. Malta, also Matthias, bit of bad race yesterday. He scored a 54th. Maybe something happened or he was just a bit nervous. Followed by a 5th and an 11th, so he'll be very happy with this second overall, which will put him into good position for tomorrow's racing. Christos from Greece will also be happy. He's 66 overall, 27, 23, 17 were his scores for now, so he'll for sure be very happy to be able to get a good solid top 5. And now we're seeing Korea crossing. Korea goes for attack to leeward of Christos. And who else is there? And Chinese sailor Hongren, and looks like Jake is gonna finish this race. Amazing tack here by Jake, comfortable lead, and he takes the bullet. Congrats, Jake. Matthias from Malta finishing second. Greek Christos taking third overall, looking like he will take third overall. And then Korea's Jong Cheong looking like fourth. We have some amazing shots also from the top mark of the Green Fleet. We're going to switch soon to them and see you now in Green Fleet. Oh, looks like some tight racing here, Chile sailor taking some penalty for touching the mark. Another sailor taking penalty there. It's getting tight. We told you that this is tight, top mark roundings, and we didn't lie. We can see boats here having to bear away sharply, boats slowing down. This is drama. This is pure drama here, and can be really costly. So you have to be really careful with what you're doing and try to just sail clean and fast. Tags happening everywhere. Tag here, tag there. Oh no, looks like somebody got stuck. Ooh, that's not gonna be good there. That's not gonna be good. Let's see how the finishing line was looking. See how the boats are coming in green and blue fleet meanwhile. We're seeing this middle pack coming through now. GBR, Uruguay, Spain's Marta Mancito here also. Chile's Vicente coming in, Swiss sailor Theo also coming here, followed by Malta's Nathan. Good job, guys. Look like this is middle pack, probably middle top pack, and it is tight. It is for sure very tight here.
Oh, we have a show.
So we see that finishing up. We're moving on to the red fleet, I think, to follow the approach. And as you can see, it's a widespread of this fleet again, right? Now they're going to start converging soon. I think that we have some shakeups there. Let's see. I know that Olja Ljubljanska that we followed before. Yeah, no, that's Val Garbage from Slovenia. I think it's Olja to the left there, right? They seem to have command of this race so far. And in the second row here, we have
Okay, no, but I get
Miles Gordon there, Pablo Munoz Montes, teammates riding right beside each other. Behind Pablo, further down the field, we see the Swedish sailor Ernst Åkesson. Still have a little bit to go.
Okay. Are they going? Good.
we get some on the.
And then we also see Mason Rochelle. Attacking there. And out against the right corner, we have the Brazilian Enrique Pereira de Lucena. Going back up towards the lead. We're flying past New Zealand there and Pablo Munoz Montes.
It's
Crossing towards his teammate as we saw.
Yeah, Miles is.
It's Miles Gordon and him on the corner. We have Olja.
And looks like perfect day for Ola.
Val.
2 bullets for Ola.
Yeah, it's
She's
either
looking-
Olja or Val. Let's see. It probably is Olja, right?
Yeah, she's looking strong there, looking good. Good job, Ola. Good job. Slovenia sailor attacking to windward of this group. It's Gordy from Slovenia attacking here. Amazing shots here with Croatia again in the background. We're nearly done with today's racing, but still looking incredible.
We got started a little bit earlier, right? So the wind is still fair. I think we have more wind towards the end of the races today than we had towards the end of yesterday, right?
Yeah, it's been more consistent today. Not as strong, but also not as light. So champagne conditions. What else can we say? Fast for the sailors, fast for the race committee. Everybody loves days like this when you can just get into business quick. Ola from Ukrainian looking extremely strong. Just one sailor to care about, which is Slovenia's Val. And that's it. That's it. And she's got it. Back-to-back bullets for today. Great job.
So getting close now to now we have the blues coming up from their gate rounding. No, the greens, of course, coming up from their gate rounding. And,
Yeah.
or is it the blues returning to home base? I don't know.
Yeah, let's see what else we have. 4 fleets gets confusing for everyone. Here we have a red fleet crossing in the finishing line. We have Pablo Munoz there looking solid third place with Miles Gordon. And now the boats we're seeing go downwind is the green fleet. Ola takes back-to-back bullets. Incredible performance by Ola.
She can't complain tonight, right?
No, she can't. And looks like this will put her into, well, she was already first female overall, but now she's gonna have a bit of an extended lead, so she will be very happy. She will have her on her lead on her scoreboard now with the discard a 2, a 1, and a 1. So she'll probably be very, very close to overall leading there. US sailors had a plan and they executed it. Mason also here in the top group, fighting it with Miles and Pablo. 3 sailors from the US in the top 5. Looks like they had something to do, some clear idea what to do, and they just went for it. Good job, guys. And good job also to your coach.
Coming in after that.
Yeah. Bit tricky to see now with the sun. Let's see if we can see once we're attacking who it is. But yeah. Again, this mid pack bit tight from 6th to 15th. It looks like tight. It was New Zealand's wheel 5, I believe. And we're soon gonna go follow the rest of Green Fleet racing. They are approaching the downwind mark in about 5 minutes, and we'll watch from that downwind mark to the rest of the regatta and just finish the day off with them. They had a bit of a slow start. They had one general recall, and they had to race with black flags. So maybe there is the chance that we see a few black flags after racing today. And yeah, we're just seeing the boats coming past. Tricky racing here. Tricky racing. Finishing line is a place where you can also lose lots. Let's see how it's looking in the other fleet. Still very far away. This green fleet probably still has 4 minutes to the to the downwind gate.
It's looking a little bit lighter now towards as we go further into the afternoon. Right, since a few of these couldn't quite make the line they had intended to do.
Yeah. And now we're seeing how the red fleet goes home. We're gonna switch soon to the green fleet, see how they approach the gate, and see who took that lead in that race.
They're coming up, but they still have a ways to go, yeah?
I'm gonna So great shot here, close to the green leading boats. Let's just refresh ourselves with who is in green fleet. We have a Greek Nikolaos Papas, third overall, leading this race. Argentinians Gino also in strong position. French Jet looking good in third there. And a bit further back, we have Giovanni from Italy, looking good. Looks like Giovanni got 2 good races today. And Singapore's Sean also there. So yeah, let's see how the race unfolds for them. Looks like the wind dropped a bit. Boats bouncing a bit more, everything a bit more slow, but the guys are still there rocking. As you can see, all the boats, what they do in Opti is heel to windward. What this does, it's put the center of effort above the center of the boat and just helps you reduce the area also of the hull, and that makes it a bit faster because draggy is always slow. Last race of the day, and that will be for today. We still have the whole upwind and this what's left of the downwind. So let's see how it plays out for them. Looks like they moved the downwind gate. This time the right mark, as we see on the screen, is a bit closer. And what I said before, you're doing double the distance if you're going to the wrong one. So it's very important to take this right decision. It's not only based on the geometry of which side is closer, but something that's also very important is like where I want to go on the upwind, and also stuff like where are the other boats going, because if I'm going with other boats and I'm going slower, maybe it's not that good of an idea. Jan Palo from Spain rounding there, followed by Aussie Walter. Italians Andrea de Murtas taking the left-hand turn. We have split decisions here. Joaquin Acevedo taking the right-hand turn. Mari Infante from Spain taking also a right, followed by Turkish Mehmet taking that left one, and we'll have Singapore, Taekwoon, and Danish Carl Vincent taking that right-hand turn. The fleet has split ideas, and we're going to see which side pays off during this upwind. Irish sailor taking the right-hand turn, while left side is taken by Uruguay and GBR. Incredible shots once again. A great job by our drone drivers. You're doing great, guys. Congrats. So many boats here. They're all rounding, some going to the left, some going to the right. And we'll see what pays off in a bit. Addison from Thailand looking good there, but looks like those boats on the left side managed to extend a bit. Let's see if we can get more shots of them. Just for everyone watching this, as we are moving up the course, we're approaching the leading boats. This is the Green Fleet, race 4, last race of the day. And some of the fleets are already home from what I can see here in our studio.
Yeah, an extremely efficient day with, as you said, constant winds in the same direction, right? So that makes it easy or relatively easy for the race committee to make it happen.
Yeah, definitely. Makes it a quick
I
day.
think we had overall excellent conditions these 2 first days of the Worlds.
Yes, let's see if they can hold like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
A race committee will for sure be looking forward to have these conditions. So let's see how it turns out. Walter from Australia there, we just saw him, and now we're seeing Gino from Argentina. Greece's Nikolaos Papas looking very, very strong. Let's just remind ourselves that the ringing world champion is Jason Panagopoulos, that won in Argentina last year. And looks like Nikolaos will be in a very strong position now with the discard coming in. He'll have an 8th place, which he'll discard, and 2 bullets plus this one if he manages to do it. So he'll have 1-1-1. Ola will also look very strong with a 2-1-1, as she's already finished her racing for today. We don't know if there's any protests or anything coming in that could change the day, but at the moment, this is how the standings are looking. Yeah, French Jet also looking good there. Good racing. We haven't spoken much about Jet. Let's see what he scored in the previous days. He scored a 38.46 UFD. So looks like he finally got into shape. So congrats on him. He'll be very happy with this race. You can see Jet there playing with his back, just trying to pass these waves so he doesn't slow down the boat. Singapore Sean there looking good also. Puerto Rico's Rafael also leading this right side of the course with Peru's Joaquin Acevedo. We see here Jean Palou from Spain looking good. He for sure thinks this right side is going to pay off. Forecast was saying something different, so we'll see how it turns out. But to me, it looks like those boats in the left side are a bit lifted on port. Joaquin Acevedo taking the sterns and going towards that left side of the course. He's maybe seeing that his initial idea isn't paying off, and he has to go and find that grid side again. He will also be in a very strong position after this race. He'll discard his 22nd and have a 5th and a 4th, and looks like another top 10, so he'll be contending for good results. Puerto Rico's Rafael looking there very good also. We're approaching the finishing line soon. And what are we seeing there in the screen? Looks like also a kite surf. Someone doing kite classes. Hope it doesn't disturb the kids a lot and they can have some fair rising.
Supposed to be there, right?
Not know for sure, no. Probably some mistake or something happened. Sean from Singapore looking good with Australian Walter there to his windward side. And we can see, I think it's Joaquin Acevedo from Peru on port. Just made a bit of distance to Puerto Rico's Rafael that he passed behind. So yeah, looking like this left side of the course is paying off. They're already quite to the right side of the upwind. We can see where the finishing vessel is. So not a lot of time on port left, and they have a very long starboard lane for those that are on the right side of the course. Australian Walter going towards the center of the course, and we see here the leading boats of Argentina's Gino, French Jet, and Danish sailor. I believe it is Jonathan or Carl. I'm not very sure. We're a bit far away of them.
I think Carl was in a good position
So yeah,
previously, so it's probably him, but I can't see it either.
he's a bit far away, but yeah, looks great how it's looking. Race is about to finish. Good day for the kids. Fast day for race committee. Happy people, happy life. And let's see who's the overall leader. Let's see. Yeah, and it's Nicolaus holding on to the lead. He's gonna have after this race, if he's not over the line, he's gonna have an ideal scorecard of 1-8-1-1 with 3 points overall when he discards his 8th place. So he's gonna be extremely happy. He just stacked on top of Carl, sending Carl to the right side of the course. We can see the two finishing vessels on the center of our screen now. This is where the kids have to pass the finishing line to finish the race. And who else do we have here? Let's see if we can see who else. We have Spanish Jan Palou that just got tagged on top by Nicolaus, and also Giovanni Montesano. Giovanni has scored for now 11th, 28-7, and this looks like a 3 or a 4, or even a 5, depending how it finishes the race. But he'll be happy. He'll be discarding his 28, and he'll have a strong scorecard of 11, 7, and whatever he does now. Whilst Jan will have a scorecard. Well, he has a DSQ at the moment. Checking now the notice board, looks like there's going to be a reopening. We don't know if there's going to be changes or anything, but he will have a 15, DSQ 8, and looking like a top 10 here, so he'll be happy. Umpire there on screen, just reviewing and watching and surveilling everyone, making sure that there is no one overdoing the pumping rules. Just to remind everyone, sailors can either pump with the rudder, like it would be a canoe, they can pump with their body, or they can pump with the main sheet. They can use it to control the speed of the boat and help pass waves, but they can't overdo it, as it would be unfair and it would just turn into a different sport. There is a flag in sailing that's called Oscar flag, although we don't have it in Optimist. And what the Oscar flag allows you to do is to pump, although we don't have it here, so they are very, very closely surveyed. Great shot here of the finishing line vessels.
Gabriella.
Getting really close now, yeah.
And looks like we're gonna get our overalls. Nicolaus taking the win, getting
Fantastic.
a provisional scorecard of 1811. He'll be extremely happy.
Probably discard the 8 as well, so it's straight bullets, so it will put him at the top, right?
Yeah, unless there's
Fantastic.
something we don't know about protests or
No,
UFDs.
everything can happen, of course.
And now we have French Jet, Danish Carl, Italian Giovanni, Gino from Argentina, and Giampaolo taking the 6th overall. Good job,
Running
guys.
a little bit low on battery here, so we'll hang here until we really need to get to home base. Let's see how many we can pick up here. Here's Andrea Di Murtas, Italy,
Yeah.
crossing the line, I think.
Mehmet from Turkey, Joaquin Acevedo, Walter, and Sean from Singapore. This looks like our top 12 overall. And good job, guys. Looks like the boats behind got a bit extended by this leading group. So we're going to call it a day.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our streaming of the 2025 Optimist Worlds in Portorož.
We'll enjoy the lovely coastline of Portorož, Slovenia, while going in here. I think it's been a fantastic day, generally, Pablo, right? Fair winds.
Fair winds.
From the start to the finish. It didn't slow to the same extent that it did yesterday, so that was nice to see.
Yeah, fair winds, quick racing. It doesn't get much better than this, so they'll be very happy for sure. They'll be very happy.
Lots of time for ice cream for the sailors before they go home and rest for the day.
Yeah. We can see the fleets going in. This is probably the last sailors of the red fleet that are going in as we approach hometown.
So thanks to all the viewers. Really appreciate you joining us and cheering us on in the comments. I hope we made some enjoyment for you sitting at home or being sweating on the shores, looking into what your kids are doing. As we said, you follow the results on the official homepage of 2025 worlds.optiworld.org. And you can also follow, you can track the races on metasail.com if you want to do that while you're watching our tremendous stream.
Once again, thanks to the sponsors of the stream, CD Sales, One Sales, Facenda and Winner. And hope you enjoyed, guys. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.